On my way from the Meadows to Macedonia. Sun's obviously setting today. Man, it was a good day at the barn training-wise, and obviously a fantastic day at the track. We had a sale today. Thought we were going to get two. We got one horse today, and you were some hungry little fellas. I come off the track, and I had 8 emails from people. Anthony, that Commander Tom horse, he can't possibly be sold out, is he? I don't know. I went in and looked, and Wendy, because she knows also, it bothers me, and it's certainly no fault of her own, but it upsets me when people get shut out. So generally I'll post some shares, and I'll hang some back for in case somebody said, Anthony, could I get 5 or 10 shares? And I don't see the email until I get off the track, when you guys should email Wendy. don't email me. But so we usually hold some back, not always, but we do sometimes hold some back, and we did in this case. Posted the rest of the shares, and you guys, I think, chewed them all up. Man, I like the horse. I thought he was exactly what we were trying to do. He was part one of a 2-part entry in On Gate that I thought we were going to get today. We didn't get the second guy, but that happens. So we had bought a horse, we had raced a horse, and he raced tremendous, trained a lot of horses this morning. So let's rewind all the way to the front of the day. I get to the barn. I wanted to train Tech Song Soprano a good mile today, looking ahead of where we're going to race him next week. I thought the 2 obvious choices, because again, we had talked about Yonkers, but that's off the table for now, only because they're going to be shutting down for a month on the 20th. So there's no point in sending him out there, and then you're trying to get in every week or 2 at the Meadowlands. It made no sense. So I was glad that Scotty had brought that to my attention. So where do we go next? Can he get around a half? Only ever been in Indiana. I know the owner had told me, yes, Anthony, he can get around a half. Doesn't mean he can. Just because you can jog him or train him around a half doesn't mean he can race around one. I can happily report he can race around a half. Right? I trained him this morning in 56 and 1, last half in 58 on a pretty windy, cool day, and he was very, very good. You guys had seen the video from this morning. We lightly treated him. He did bleed a little bit. I'm torn on this, because I'm sure he won't bleed under Lasix. I didn't know if he needed it. He spent his whole life not on it until recently. Does that mean that he is a bleeder? Does that mean it's something we can work on? I can't answer any of these questions until after and in the future. But I do know that he did bleed a little bit, so that mile in 56-1 was even more impressive. We need to get him shot. Did a little vet work on him today. We'll start drying him up, and he'll be fine. Now, fine for where? The Meadows didn't write the numbers 10 next week, but Northfield will write it next Sunday. So we'll race Tech Song Soprano next Sunday. Now, I could just send him down to Dayton and race him there once. I'm away next week, so this will play an important part of what I'm going to tell you in a minute. I'll let the cat out of the bag now. Cantini and Unbeatable Kemp are going to have the week off next week. I don't want a chance, Cantini's evil twin showing up when I'm not around. So he can spend the next week just relaxing, working on some old issues we know that bother him, and getting him really good for the week after. He's been drilled on pretty good probably for the last 9 weeks, probably working him. A week off, especially after wind, certainly isn't going to hurt him. And Unbeatable Kemp, he did make a little bit of a noise today pulling up. So that's not unbelievable also, because he did it last week. I think I actually shut his air off literally going under the wire last week. And then today pulling up, I could hear him making a noise. So we'll give him a week to work on him. And his is a little more trickier trajectory. Where does he go next? We'll talk about that in a minute. So Tech Song Soprano, trained good, looked good, and rocked around a half-mile track. His former owner was 100% right. No issues with Tech Song Soprano getting around a half. So he'll race next Sunday likely at Northfield Park. I guess there's a small chance I could change my mind and send him to Dayton to race. I'd hate to send him there by himself, and I don't believe the Nomwer is a 10 filled this week, or maybe that is where, no, Spitfire's in the Nomwer is at 8, so it didn't fill this week, I don't think, in Dayton. So we'll see. Where's it going to fill? Is it going to fill in the Meadows? Is it going to fill in Northfield Northfield. We won't fill in the Meadows because class isn't written. So Northfield Park or Dayton, I would say an 80-20 chance there. 80% likely to Northfield Park next Sunday. 20% chance of going to Dayton. So we'll see how that plays out. But he was very, very good this morning. Went with a number of babies again. Happy with the way they're progressing. It's so funny. You watch them; they do the same things this time of year. You get the rebels that just don't want to do it. They're completely disobedient through the month of December, and it's just a matter of getting them in a group. And once they start putting that muscle on and start understanding that it's actually fun and they're good at it, it makes things so much easier. But it's fun to watch the same types of horses doing the same things every year. It's really cool. I'm sure kindergarten teachers see the same things and first grade teachers, and it's just the little quirks and personalities that come out and come into play when the horses are learning how to be horses. So a lot of the babies went well today. No real issues. You get a couple Grand Old Chap. Is that his name? Grand Old Chap? I think it is. Still hasn't hit the trot yet, so he may not actually go on Sunday. And I know there's going to be a lot of people concerned and worried about that. There's nothing physically stopping Grand Old Chap from being a nice colt. So relax. I know that you don't want to hear me say relax in December. There's no issues. It's not his attitude. We castrated him, and I've going with an open bridle on him. You put an open, happy bridle on a baby, usually they're looking to get out of their work a little bit and do things wrong. Not this guy. Did his work today. He just couldn't do it right. He just isn't there yet. So we'll work on him and we'll get him right. I'm not that worried about Chappie. He'll get it. And when it comes to somebody told me to go a different way on the way back up by the airport, 376 highway. I don't know what in the name of God they are building right here, but it is unbelievably enormous, and there has to be 4 trillion lights on this thing. If you said to me, oh no, NASA just built something there in Pittsburgh, I'd be like, yeah, I know where it is. It's right there. It's a massive power plant or something. They got an entire train yard hooked up. That is an impressive piece of infrastructure right there. Wow. So Chappie will get it right. The other horses are pacing now. I don't think there'll be any other scratches for Sunday just yet. I'm surprised that there wasn't a scratch from Scott Zeron and Mark McDonald because they know it's supposed to rain. Am I going the right way? Beaver. I think I was supposed to go there, wasn't I? We'll continue on our way for now. So, yeah, it's supposed to rain still, and now it's dissipating. Every time I refresh it, it's less rain and less of a chance of raining. So I'm hoping over the next 72 hours that'll be somewhere around 0 or 20. It'd be great if it was. But we should have a full boat. All the horses that are here, except for Chappie, will likely go. There's just no point going with them, watching them gallop. I know everybody's like, I just want to see him. No, you don't. Just let us work on him. We'll get him there. So then that was this morning. I went over here today to race Unbeatable Kemp. And, Unbeatable Kemp has not been the model of consistency in his life. We had his spots. He raced really well, and he'd get on a heater and get on a roll and then fall apart a little bit. And I think that was just due to his overall issues he has with his knees and some other little things that bother him. But he's on right now. He's on a wicked heater right now. He come over here with a vengeance. He wanted to do some work, and man, he was great. His first start, he was very good. His second start, and today was unbelievable. For those of you who haven't watched the race, just as I said before, stop the video and go back and watch Unbeatable Kemp's race. It was incredible today. I was joking with Hunter and them last night, and they said, your horse is 7-5. I said, yeah, he'll probably win. He's a nice horse. And they're like, oh, really? And I said, of course. Right? And then I get there, and the track's 4 inches deep. They have the track so deep at the Meadows, and I see they sent out a message saying they were going to grade the track tomorrow, which I think will help a lot. But it's just so deep right now. It's unbelievably deep. And, to race Crantini yesterday, who doesn't like a deep track, ever. And then Unbeatable Kemp with flip-flops on today. I almost pulled his hobbles up to post parade, and then I'm like, nah, I'm just going to take my time with him. Because last week he was just 2 fingers. He was quiet. He's a little sharper today. I was bottled up in the 4-hole, and I can't move him. He's no good on the front. He's just going to have to settle. He just put a step in and rolled off. Now he's frustrated. I'm frustrated. And I knew when he caught back trotting, I looked up and I saw the TV, and I'm like, don't kid yourself. We're still in it. I mean, this horse has got a lot of talent. Now I just need to collect himself and relax, because now he's hot, right? So I just wanted, my job at that point for the next 100 yards was just to get him to settle and regain his composure. Once I got him back up on the horse's back in front of me, I could feel him settle. I wanted to wait as long as I could to get him underway again. And I waited till cover developed. Third over, I got him up on the helmet in front of me. Now I know I'm in a striking position. If he's got any gas left in the tank, we're all right. We're winners. Come out of the turn, and he was gaining ground, and then halfway down the lane, and this is probably the most important and equally pivotal part of the entire race. He gets right to about half a length away from going by them, and he didn't hang, but he kind of did a little bit, and I give him a swat, and I'm like, I'll come all this way to be fourth beat, a half a length, and then all of a sudden, gone. You can see him. I know you must be able to see him in the video, because I felt him do it. Switch gears again, reached down a little bit deeper and grabbed a little bit more. Now, of course, I'm painting a wonderful picture about a condition claimer right now, but the mile that horse went today, that was an impressive mile. I don't care if he's a condition claimer or what he is. That was a hell of a mile today from that horse. And, you know, I love nothing more than to see horses overachieve, right? And to see horses come forward in a big way. And Unbeatable Kemp has had, as I said, a checkered past. He's not been the model of consistency, but you know what? When he's good, he's really good, and he was very, very good today. So, to all my partners, that was a hell of a mile and an impressive race. Certainly was, I'm sure, thrilling for you. You got what horse racing offers: a bucket of shit at the quarter pole when he ran, and then hopefully we can grow a rose out of it at some point. It just took another 3/4 of a mile to get it done, and he was good. He was good today. So Unbeatable Kemp was good. Texan Soprano trained good today. The babies are coming along nicely, and I stuffed in a sale for us, a purchase for us, not a sale, a purchase for us, an acquisition. We picked up just a nice little non-winners of 2 condition claimer type that can do us some good, likely at Northfield Park, and then maybe the Meadows if we want to. We're going to continue to move these horses in and out, and every so often we're going to catch one that can move forward, and that's the plan, right? Is to have useful horses, for us, and then along the way, maybe get one that can jump up to the next level. And that's the hope. That's the plan anyway. So we picked up Commander Tom, and you guys were a hungry bunch today. I had about 8 emails when I come off the track. Anthony, Commander Tom's video was up for like 10 minutes and they're all sold out. There's no shares of this horse. I'm really sorry. I look in, I win, and I look, and Wendy knows that what'll happen is a lot of time people will get shut out, and it bothers me and it upsets me when people get shut out trying to buy into horses. And what we'll often do is hold some shares back, and she did. So I called her and said, you can release those shares now, Wendy. I think we're all good. Thanks. And that's exactly what Wendy did. So I believe all the shares are gone now, if I'm not mistaken, and we'll get Commander Tom in. I got a ride for him back to Northfield tonight, so we'll have him entered for next Wednesday. We'll see if he gets in to go or not, and we'll go from there. So we had a good morning with Texan Soprano. The babies were good. We purchased a horse, and Unbeatable Kemp was a winner. Now we still got Atlas Hanover later on tonight at 8 something. Good luck to everybody. All my partners with Atlas Hanover, but it's been a tremendous day and a tremendous week here at the stable again. A little bit more to go a long way, so we'll see. I hope you all had a wonderful day. I did. I'm sure you did. And we will talk very, very soon. Take care.